coming into the CEO position in Barloworld in December 2006, I was very conscious of the proud tradition and history of the organisation. And of course, as of today, we've been around for some 115 years, and we're one of only 9 companies that has been listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange for 75 years or more. And as I reflect back on my tenure, of course, in December of 2006 and early January of 2007, we announced a major restructuring of the group, and that involved the unbundling and separate listing of PPC Cement. It also involved the unbundling and listing on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange of Plascon Paints, which was rebranded as Freeworld Coatings. And we also undertook a portfolio rationalisation which involved the disposal of our scientific division, which comprised Miller's Greer and Laboratory in the US and the UK respectively. We also disposed of Freightliner Trucks in the US and also our coatings interests in Australia. And that brought in a combined 2.3 billion rand and enabled us to pay a special dividend to shareholders in April of 2007, approximating R1 billion. And I think then over subsequent years we undertook further rationalisation of the portfolio, disposing of our Avis interests in Scandinavia, disposing of our handling interests in the US, UK, Belgium and Holland, and then our motor retail interests in Australia, which brought in a further 4.3 billion rand. And of course it allowed us to take that cash and to redeploy that cash into other growth opportunities where we felt we could earn higher returns on capital for the group. And if I reflect back on some of those acquisitions, one of the most important was the acquisition of 100% of our interests in Equipment Russia for $52 million. And then also the acquisition of the Bucyrus distribution rights, both here in Southern Africa but also Russia, for $225 million. And I think those provided a very important platform for growth within our capital equipment operations. We also made a number of niche acquisitions in our logistics division and also within Barloworld Automotive, where we expanded our presence in the broader automotive value chain. I think also reflecting on the past 10 years, it's not been without its challenges, and the most significant of which was probably the onset of the global financial crisis in September 2008, which was the deepest global recession since the 1930s and precipitated a very large drop-off in revenue across all of our operations globally. And I think key to successfully managing through that period was an absolute focus on cash generation, on working capital management, and maintaining a tight control over debt levels. And I think those disciplines are still inherent in the group today and have been an important part of managing through the more recent commodities downturn since 2013. If I get to the present day, I think I look back on the past financial year as one of where the group generated a very resilient set of profits, robust cash flows, and I think we emerged with a very healthy balance sheet and strong capital structure. We've also had leading market positions in each of our businesses, and I think the strong capital structure positions the group well for both organic and acquisitive growth opportunities into the future. And I think this was appreciated by the market, where we saw in excess of a 90% rise in our share price over calendar year 2016, and I think that reflects the ongoing efforts of all the people within Barloworld. So in summary, I'm being very honoured and privileged to have led this company for the past 10 years. And I think at this time it's appropriate for me to thank the chairman and the board for their guidance and support throughout that time. To also thank my executive team, past and present, for their unwavering commitment through both the good and the challenging times. And to thank each and every one of you for your hard work, dedication, passion and commitment in making the company what it is today. Finally, I would like to congratulate my incoming CEO, Dominic Sewela, as he takes over the reins as the CEO of Barloworld Limited. And I sincerely wish Dominic and his executive team everything of the best as they chart an exciting future for Barloworld and take this company to even greater heights.
I joined Barloworld roughly about 9.5 years ago. I was very privileged to be employed, as a CEO for Barloworld Equipment South Africa. And I had the privilege to serve under Clive's leadership as he invited me to the Exco. And it's been a very interesting time, because at that point in time, it was when Barloworld, had just gone through unbundling, and I came in as they were selling all the assets that Clive was referring to, and most of the capital, was deployed in the equipment business, firstly in the Russian operations, secondly in the Bucyrus acquisition. And I've also really enjoyed just watching Clive as a leader in terms of his humility, in the way he focused on people, his ability to make sure that he can take long-term decisions that are in the best interest of the company, because it's very easy when you're under pressure, particularly when you run business in a cyclical environment, to take short-term decisions. And that is something that I will take with me, and hopefully it will stand me in good stead as I take Barloworld to the next level. And the other advantage that I have is when you inherit an organization that has a good management team, that Clive has left behind, as well as the fact that we taking over a company that is solid in terms of its balance sheet. Therefore, what stands in our way is for us, as a team collectively, as employees of Barloworld, together with the management team, to make sure that we can continue the legacy that has been laid before us. It's 115 years since Barloworld has been found, and I hopefully think over the next couple of years, as I lead this organization, I can then be able to ensure that I can pass on this company to somebody else who will take it to another 105 years or so beyond to where we've been. I think going forward, it's important that as we look at what we've achieved thus far, is to say, if we look beyond 2020, what are some of the things that we can do to further enhance the growth of Barloworld, in leveraging our existing competencies in the geographies where we operate, and I'll be engaging with each and every one of you as we proceed. Some of you would have been involved in our process of reviewing the strategy. We are literally at the tail end of the strategy. We'll be, presenting the strategy to the board. And I'm very excited that the strategy is going to set us to greater things as we go forward, and as well as our principals and shareholders will actually be part of that strategic growth as we move forward.